Brother, let me ask you something honest. Have you ever stared at your phone after a breakup? Scrolling through old texts, rereading the late-night "I miss you" messages, hearing her voice echo in your memory and wondering how the woman who once swore she'd love you forever could leave you shattered? You remember it all, the way she laughed at your jokes, the way her hand felt safe in yours, the way she looked into your eyes like you were her whole world. And now, silence, emptiness, sleepless nights where you lie awake asking yourself, why does love always end in pain? Why do I keep falling for women who hurt me? Tell me, does that sound like your story? Because here's the brutal truth. Heartbreak doesn't come out of nowhere. It's not sudden. It doesn't fall from the sky like a thunderstorm. No, brother, it builds, slowly, painfully, piece by piece. Every fight you ignored, every red flag you brushed aside, every gut feeling you silenced in the name of love. And here's what most men don't realize. There are always signs. Signs that she isn't the woman you thought she was. Signs that her beauty, her charm, her words, they're just a mask hiding something far more dangerous to your peace, your future, and your soul. And if you don't recognize those signs, you'll give your heart, your loyalty, your dreams to someone who will only destroy them. That's why today I'm going to tell you about the 6 signs of stupid women. These aren't just relationship tips. These are survival lessons. And if you can see these patterns early, you won't just protect your love life, you'll protect your destiny. So don't click away, don't zone out, because this isn't just a list, it's a mirror. Your story, my story, the story of every man who loved too deeply and lost too much. By the end of this video, you'll see love more clearly than ever before. You'll know exactly who to run from and exactly who to give your heart to. Are you ready? Then let's begin. Chapter 1, she values drama more than peace. Brother, let me ask you something straight from the heart. Have you ever been in love with a woman who could turn the smallest misunderstanding into the biggest fight? You're sitting there exhausted after a long day, and instead of peace, instead of comfort, you find yourself in the middle of another argument. Over what? A late reply, a forgotten detail, a misheard word, and you start wondering, why does she always choose chaos over calm? Why does every little thing turn into a war? Think about it. Do you remember those nights where you stayed up until 3 a.m., not because you wanted to, but because she kept dragging the fight longer and longer? You tried to explain yourself. You tried to make her feel loved, but nothing was enough. And in the end, you sat there with tears in your eyes, questioning if love was supposed to feel this heavy. Be honest, has that ever happened to you? You deserve a love that gives without keeping score, a love that heals instead of hurts, a love that feels like peace, not war. So remember this, love is a gift. If she turns it into a weapon, put down your shield, walk away, and never look back, because real love will never be used against you. Chapter 3, she never learns from mistakes. Brother, let me ask you something personal. Have you ever been with a woman who says, I'm sorry, but only to end the fight? Not because she truly means it. She promises to change, she promises to do better, but within days, maybe even hours, she goes back to the same behavior. Tell me honestly, has that ever happened to you? At first you believe her, because you love her. You want to give her the benefit of the doubt. You think maybe she just needs time. Maybe if I love her enough, she'll change. But deep down, your heart knows the truth. She never learns. Think about it. Remember the nights she said she wouldn't lie again? The time she swore she wouldn't flirt with other guys? The moment she cried, told you she'd never hurt you again, and yet, a week later, you found yourself in the same pain, the same fight, the same heartbreak. And brother, doesn't that hurt more than the mistake itself? Not the lie, not the betrayal, but the realization that your pain didn't matter enough for her to change. Because here's the truth, mistakes are human, but repeating them is a choice. And when she repeats the same mistake again and again, she's telling you without words that she doesn't value your love, your loyalty, or your heart. Let me ask you this. How many chances did you give your ex? 1, 5, 10? How many times did you forgive only to be broken again? And here's where Stoicism gives us clarity. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, if someone keeps repeating the same mistake, it's no longer an obstacle, it's who they are. Brother, your love cannot fix what she refuses to face. Your patience cannot heal what she doesn't want to heal. And your loyalty cannot save someone who never learns. So let me ask you something painful but necessary. Are you holding on to a woman who keeps hurting you, hoping she'll magically become someone new? Or are you ready to accept the truth, that she never learns and she never will? Because every time you forgive without growth, you're not being noble, you're being broken. Every time you take her back without change, you're teaching her that your heart is cheap, that your soul can be played with, that your love has no boundaries. But you deserve better. You deserve a woman who sees your forgiveness as a chance to grow, not as a free pass to keep repeating the same mistakes. So remember this, brother. A woman who never learns from mistakes will keep making you her victim. But a woman who values love will turn every mistake into a lesson, every fight into growth, and every scar into strength. Don't waste your years on someone stuck in the same cycle, because your time, your peace, and your love are far too valuable to keep throwing into the same fire. Chapter 4. She disrespects your pain. Brother, let me ask you something that cuts deep. Have you ever poured your heart out to a woman, told her about your struggles, your scars, your fears, only for her to laugh, dismiss it, or worse, use it against you later? Think back for a second. Do you remember the moment you trusted her with your soul? Maybe you told her about that time in your childhood when you felt abandoned. Maybe you confessed how your last breakup left you shattered. Maybe you even told her how much it hurts when she ignores you. And what did she do? Instead of holding your pain with care, she brushed it aside like it meant nothing. Or maybe she looked you in the eyes and said, "You're overreacting, stop being weak." Tell me, brother, didn't that cut deeper than the pain itself? Because here's the truth. Real love honors your pain. Real love listens when you speak. Real love doesn't laugh at your wounds or weaponize your scars. It helps you heal. But a woman who disrespects your pain, she doesn't see your heart. She only sees your usefulness. She sees your tears as weakness, not as trust. She doesn't want your soul. She only wants your service. And here's the worst part. When she disrespects your pain, you start to hide it. You stop sharing. You swallow your feelings. You smile when you're breaking inside. You start living like a soldier in battle, always armored, never vulnerable. Have you been there? Pretending to be okay just because the one person you thought would understand never cared? Brother, that's not love. That's loneliness disguised as a relationship. Now listen carefully. Stoicism teaches us that pain is not an enemy. It's a teacher. Epictetus said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." Pain shapes us. Pain makes us strong. But here's the key. Pain must be respected, not mocked. So let me ask you, what hurts more? The pain itself or the way she dismissed it? Was it the heartbreak of your ex or the coldness in her eyes when you begged her to understand? If she disrespects your pain, brother, she disrespects you. And the man whose pain is disrespected will never find peace in that love. You deserve a woman who looks at your scars and says, "I see you. I honor what you've been through. I will stand beside you, not against you." Not one who rolls her eyes, laughs at your tears, or uses your weakness to win an argument. So remember this, love without respect is poison. And if she disrespects your pain, she doesn't deserve your presence. Because your pain is not a joke, it's the story of your survival. And the right woman will treasure it like gold. Chapter 5, she lives only for appearances. Brother, let me ask you something. Straight from the heart, did you ever feel like your relationship wasn't really about love, but about how perfect it looked to the outside world? Think back for a moment. Do you remember those endless selfies? The staged dinners, the forced smiles for Instagram? At first, you probably thought it was sweet. She wanted to show you off. She wanted the world to see how happy you both were. And for a while, maybe it even felt good. You posed for her photos, you let her tag you in posts, and you thought, this is just modern love. But let me ask you honestly, behind those pictures, were you really happy? Do you remember that day you had an argument? Your heart was heavy, maybe even breaking inside. And instead of asking how you felt, she asked you to smile for the camera. She cared more about posting a happy couple photo than actually being a happy couple. Brother, that's not love, that's performance. A woman who lives only for appearances doesn't care about the bond between two souls. She cares about the image, the validation, the likes, and the comments. She wants strangers to believe she's living a fairy tale, even if you're both drowning in silence. And you stayed. You smiled. You played along. Because you loved her. Because you thought, Maybe this is how relationships are now. But deep down, didn't it hurt? Didn't it sting that she cared more about what others thought than about what you felt? Tell me honestly, brother, how many times did you sit next to her, hoping for a real conversation, but she was too busy scrolling, too busy chasing attention that never came from you? That's the pain you carry after a breakup like this. It's not just missing her. It's missing the real connection you never actually got. It's grieving the version of her that only existed offline, the one you thought was real, the one who smiled at you before she smiled for the camera. And here's the dangerous part. When a woman lives only for appearances, your love becomes invisible. She'll show the world 1,000 pictures of you together, but she'll ignore the one picture that matters, the one of your heart. Stoicism teaches us this. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius wrote that. And the same applies to love. Waste no more time chasing a woman who only looks like she loves you. Find one who actually does. So let me ask you, brother, what do you want? A love that shines online but feels empty in private? Or a love that may not get likes but fills your soul every single day? Because here's the truth, appearances fade. The likes disappear. The filters wash away. But real love, the kind where she holds your hand in silence, where she wipes your tears when nobody's watching, that's the kind of love that lasts forever. If your ex lived only for appearances, then losing her wasn't a loss. Oh, it was a blessing. Because now, you're free to find a woman who values reality over illusion, peace over performance, and your heart over her audience. And brother, isn't that the kind of love you truly deserve? Chapter 6. She doesn't know the value of loyalty. Brother, let me ask you something. That may hurt. Have you ever given your whole heart to a woman, only to realize she never truly gave hers back? Do you remember those nights when you were waiting for her text, refreshing your phone again and again, while she was busy giving her attention to someone else? Not always cheating, but entertaining, laughing, or secretly messaging other men. And when you confronted her, she said the words that still echo in your mind. You're overreacting. It's not a big deal. But brother, tell me honestly, wasn't it a big deal? Didn't your chest tighten, your stomach drop, your whole world shake the moment you realized the woman you trusted didn't know the meaning of loyalty? Because here's the truth. Loyalty is not just about not cheating. Loyalty is about choosing each other every single day. Loyalty means when the world offers her attention, she says, "No, I already have everything I need at home." Loyalty is love's foundation. Without it, everything collapses. Let's make it real. Imagine this. You canceled plans with friends because she needed you. You stayed up late talking her through her problems. You defended her in front of your family. You chose her again and again. And what did she do? She chose herself. Or worse, she chose strangers who never gave her half the love you did. Tell me, brother, how many nights did you cry yourself to sleep, asking why wasn't I enough? How many times did you forgive her messages, her flirting, her lies, just because you couldn't bear to lose her? That's the curse of loving a woman who doesn't value loyalty. She makes you question yourself. She makes you think you're not worthy when in reality, you were more than enough. The pain of betrayal isn't just about what she did. It's about what she destroyed. The trust, the safety, the belief that love could actually last. That's why heartbreak after disloyalty feels like death. Because she didn't just leave you, she left you doubting love itself. But hear me, brother. Stoicism teaches us a powerful truth. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Loyalty is simple. It's either real or it isn't. There's no halfway. So let me ask you this. Do you really want to spend your life with a woman who makes you beg for loyalty? Or do you want to wait for the one who gives it freely, proudly, without hesitation? Because one day you'll meet her, the woman who sees your loyalty and mirrors it back. The woman who looks at you and says, "You're my choice today, tomorrow, and every day after." That, brother, is real love. So if your ex betrayed you, if she didn't know the value of loyalty, don't see it as your failure. See it as her loss. Because loyalty like yours is rare, and one day the right woman will treat it like the treasure it truly is. Brother, your heartbreak wasn't the end, it was the lesson. And that lesson will guide you toward the love you've always deserved. Conclusion. So brother, let me ask you, how many of these signs have you seen before? Did she value drama more than peace? Did she use love as a weapon? Did she repeat the same mistakes? Disrespect your pain, live for appearances, or betray your loyalty? If so, then maybe what you called love was never love at all. Because love doesn't destroy. Love heals. Love doesn't demand war, it brings peace. Love doesn't mock your scars, it honors them. And the sooner you recognize these signs, the sooner you can protect your heart from pain you don't deserve. Remember this, losing her was not your downfall. It was your awakening. Now the question is, will you repeat the cycle, or will you rise stronger, wiser, ready to choose a love that truly deserves you? The choice, brother, is yours.